Okay, hello and hi everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the final session of our guided writing tips and technique. So today we're going to look at the final paragraph of our guided writing, which is the concluding paragraph. Okay, this session will be short and sweet because we just focus on one particular paragraph, which is the concluding paragraph, which summarizes everything. Okay, so are you ready? I hope you are ready. You have taken your breakfast, you have settled down, make sure you have your books and your pen with you. Okay, before I forget that this session is powered by Restream. Keep on tuning to our channel for latest content on English language teaching. So I hope you are doing great today. You are feeling great, and you have settled down. You have write down. You have brought your stationaries and material with you, and then we're going to start. So, if you have any questions, write in the chat box or the comment section later, and we can come back and review what you have responded. Okay, so let's begin. Okay. So let's recap a little bit about the plan for guided writing. For guided writing, in the first paragraph, you have to introduce the topic, and then in the content paragraph, you have to use the notes provided or use the ideas that you have brainstormed earlier and discuss or expand the ideas. Okay. And at the end, we are going to summarize everything in the concluding paragraph. So that is our focus today, which is ending your essay. Okay, kita dah nak habiskan kita punya essay. So how can we end your essay so that it's not going to be hanging? Okay, we don't want we don't want the essay at the end after you have written a very good piece of essay and then suddenly the concluding part or the ending part is quite hanging. Okay, just let's take a look at the first paragraph. Okay, let's recap a little bit about the first paragraph. So this is the question that we have been discussing all this while. Your class has been discussing about the pros and cons of living in a village. Your teacher has asked you to write an essay about the advantages and disadvantages of living in a village. So our in the first episode of this session, we have come out with this particular introductory paragraph. Okay, many believe that living in an area which we feel comfortable will make us feel happy and live longer. It is undeniable that living in the village has its positive effects. However, there are also the downside of it. Okay, ini as mentioned earlier, when we are writing an introductory paragraph, it must be general. Okay, we don't introduce the content point in the introductory paragraph because we don't want the same sentences to appear in every paragraph. Okay, so in the second episode of this session, we discussed about writing the content paragraph. You can still remember. Okay, so when we combine the introductory paragraph and the content paragraph, we can see that there's no repetition of sentences. Kita tak ulang balik. Okay, because if you put, for example, in the introductory paragraph, the content point, so when you write the content paragraph, you are actually repeating the same sentences. So we don't want that to happen. Okay, for example, we don't mention about living in the village is not busy like a city in the introductory paragraph. Okay, so we put that in the content paragraph. Okay, to make content paragraph more specific than the introductory paragraph. Okay, so For example, our content point is living in the village is not busy like a city. There are not many cars and other vehicles on the road. In the city, there are traffic jams everywhere, and we can't see that happening in the village except during festive seasons. So kita nampak dia punya topic sentence, living in the village is not busy like a city. And then a little bit elaboration. There are not many cars and other vehicles on the road. And then we give an example. In the city, there are traffic jams everywhere, and we can't see that happening in the village except during festive seasons. Okay. Moving on. So, when writing the final paragraph or the concluding paragraph, we are actually restating or summarizing our opinion. Okay, we restate our opinion, whether we agree, we disagree, or in this particular essay, are we being neutral? We don't take sides. So we choose which side are we on, or we want to be writing as a neutral person. Okay, and then some suggested phrases when you want to write your concluding paragraph is, in my opinion, and all in all, or to sum up. Okay, so we are using these suggested phrases when we want to write our concluding paragraph. Okay, so for example, okay, when we want to write our concluding paragraph, list down our content point first, especially the topic sentence. Do not include the example in the concluding paragraph. Just write the topic sentence. Isi penting tu apa? Okay, in the concluding paragraph. Okay, for example, our 3 content points are the advantages are not busy like a city and have fresh air. So there are 2 advantages and one disadvantage, which is not many job opportunities. Okay, so again I repeat, the first the 2 advantages are not busy like a city and having fresh air, for example. Okay, so those are the topic sentences. And then the disadvantage is not many job opportunities. Okay, so when we have this in our mind, okay, we start writing the concluding paragraph. Okay, start with all in all, okay, living in a village has its advantages and also disadvantages. This is an example if we are doing a neutral statement. Okay, if we are taking side, okay, contoh we are taking side. So how can we take side? If, for example, if we agree. So if we agree, the sentence might be, just take one side. All in all, living in the village has many advantages compared to living in the city. Contoh okay. Okay, for example, if just the one that I'm showing you is the neutral one. So if we want to take side, you agree. So you can say, all in all, living in a village has many advantages compared to living in the city. That's one way. Or you can say, all in all, living in the village has many advantages than disadvantages. Okay. So what if we disagree? What if we disagree? So living in a village has many disadvantages compared to living in the city. Contoh pula, if we disagree. So all in all, living in the village has many disadvantages compared to living in the city. Or you can say, all in all, living in the village has many disadvantages than advantages. So the first sentence can be like that. Okay. So how can we put the topic sentence into our concluding paragraph? Okay, so next sentence should be like this. Okay. So just mention living in the village, that's the issue, that's the situation. Living in the village is not busy like a city and has fresh air, even though it doesn't offer many job opportunities. Okay. So we just take the topic sentence, the content, the main point. Okay. The content point. What is the gist of our idea? We put in the concluding paragraph so that your reader knows that, oh, you are talking about this just now and I can see that. Okay, that's the reason why. So all in all, living in a village has its advantages and also disadvantages. Living in a village is not busy like a city and has fresh air even though it doesn't offer many job opportunities. Contohnya. Okay. Or you can put it in another way around. We put disadvantages first, then advantages. Okay, for example, all in all, living in the village has its advantages and also disadvantages. Even though it doesn't offer many job opportunities, village is not busy like a city and has fresh air to breathe. So in the previous one, we mentioned about advantages first, followed by disadvantage. Or you can start with the disadvantage, followed by advantages. Okay. I hope you are clear with how can we write the concluding paragraph. Okay. 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 So next. Okay, what can you see here? What can you see is that we just put it like this. Okay? Do not include the examples. Do not include the examples. When we combine everything, okay, this is how it should look when we combine everything, except that I don't include the elaboration. But this is how your essay should look like. Okay, I'll show the full version of it. Okay, so my next question is, what can you see in all these paragraphs? What can you see in all of these paragraphs? What can you see in all of these paragraphs? What can you see in these paragraphs? The introduction. Next, we go to the content point, and finally, we have the concluding paragraph. So, what can you see? Okay, if we look at if we look at all of these paragraphs, okay, we do not have the point. We don't include the content points anywhere in the introductory paragraph. Okay, we don't put the content point in the introductory paragraph. Okay, However, we restate in the concluding paragraph to make your reader realize that, oh, those are the 3 points that you have mentioned. Okay, and you have to put the every content point in different paragraph. Okay, one content point, one paragraph, one content point, one paragraph. So if you have 3 content points, make it into 3 paragraphs. Okay. Okay, so is how it should look like. Okay, except there is no elaboration. I don't put in elaboration because it's going to be too lengthy and I have to reduce the size. So this is the best way to show you the how we combine the paragraphs. So I guess that's all for today. Okay, that is just now we have shared about how to write the concluding paragraph. You must have one a short summary, all in all, what happened, or to sum up what happened, and then just restate the 3 points that you have mentioned in the paragraphs earlier, and then that's it. Okay, so thank you everyone for tuning in to the session today, and see you when I see you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and goodbye.